family, welcome to the High Vibes Only Club. So today we're going to be discussing the weekly intuitive guidance that I have for this week of April 6th to the 12th, 2020. So this week I feel is very much a balancing week when it comes to our relationship dynamics, all kinds of relationships, whether it's a business relationship, whether it's friendships, whether it's family, whether it's love partners. There's a definite balancing of the scales from the old and the new, recalibrating to set a new foundation for the future of these relationships. So that's what the theme of this week is about, especially as the full moon in Libra, it's today on Tuesday. And I was guided to wait to record this video on today because I felt like the energy was clear, crystal clear today, that this is a bigger cosmic picture that we're heading towards. And we need to remember that we need to stay in harmony as much as we can and cultivate more compassion and empathy for those around us. And gratitude is always going to help us to remember how blessed we truly are. We are blessed to have our health. We're blessed to be alive right now. We're blessed to have people around us who love us. And if you feel like you don't belong, there's new people coming into your life. But I feel like also, whatever situations, especially if it's familial, because family are there for a reason, okay? God doesn't choose your family for no reason. There's either a lesson there that you need to learn, but it's also the deeper lesson of, developing harmony with people who you might not be the same as. That's the real test of unconditional love, because not everybody's going to be like you, and not everybody's going to understand you. And when we talk about soul tribe, because that has been a huge theme in my daily messages that I was recording, that came coming up, and I feel like what this means is that yes, we're gonna have our soul tribe, meaning those souls on the planet that really resonate on our vibration, on our mission, and get us, right? But then we also have the other soul tribe, which is our blood family, that either you are their shining light for you to inspire them to get in the light, or to teach them about the spiritual journey. Whatever the case may be, you're there for a reason. God doesn't place light workers on earth for no reason where they're at. You're at the divine place where you're supposed to be at this moment. And it's no coincidence that the divine scatters these light workers around the world. And this was actually pointed out in the book of Revelations in Sunday's Bible study class, which I really suggest you look into it, because when I approach the Bible studies, I see it as history, and I see it like ancient wisdom. And we're talking to our ancestors there. And the way that we interpret it is with an open mind, asking the angels and the divine to clarify the significance of what's being said and using it for good, okay? Following the moral codes that we're supposed to be following as light workers. So that's that, and that's what I feel like this is the week, what it's going to be about. And it's also going to be very much about expressing yourself creatively, so tuning into your artistic abilities, writing or doing art, anything that feels therapeutic for you to let out your deepest emotions, because this is deep healing, okay, that's happening as a result of anything that has surfaced since last week. Because the Chiron in Aries is gonna be approaching the end soon, but not yet. But by next week, we're gonna have, in the weekly astrology, all of this came out. So you wanna look at that video on my High Vibes Only Club. But this is the last week where the sun is in Aries. So this is the week when we're needing to regain that empowerment, that courage and boldness to stand up for yourself, to just speak your truth, like just express yourself, because perhaps the people around you don't really even know how you're feeling or how they're making you feel. So it's all about effective communication skills, which I taught in my A New You Soul Coaching Program, the 10-week intensive. That was week 6, so I was guided to jump to week 6 themes, and next week is going to be week 5. So we're going to be talking about connection, soul tribe. So I actually might do it tomorrow, but Monday, which was yesterday, I went over week 6, which was that of assertiveness and how to set healthy boundaries and how to communicate. So I teach you communication skills. And the best way to communicate your emotions in a way that's non-blaming, that's not hurtful, but rather it's actually expressing your feelings rather than criticizing the other person, okay? And this can be apply to any kind of relationship, okay? Especially when it comes to partners and love relationships and family situations, because we don't want to harness any resentments towards those around us, because this, lowers the vibration of the environment in general. So we want to stay as high vibe as possible and keep being that light, and just let it go, okay? As difficult it can be in the moment, perhaps you just need like a day to rest it out and just, sleep it out, or, think about it, meditate on it. But trust me that the next day, things are going to be more clear. The air is going to be cleared. And so that's something to look forward to, because I feel like by the start of the next week, as the sun moves in Taurus, things are going to be more grounded. You're going to be more disciplined about your personal goals. No longer are these family or relationship dynamics going to be a distraction of your mission, because that's the big picture, right? It's staying on mission no matter what. And all of these little things that come along the way are just minor obstacles that need to be hurdled over. So that's what I feel for this week in general. So let us ask the angels to give us some spiritual guidance. You can purchase these guidance cards on my spiritual shop. These are on sale. They're beautiful cards. There's 84 oracle decks that I created. These were all divinely channeled messages. They have a gold slide on the side, so they're really pretty, and they're basically laminated, so they're very quality made. And they're large cards, because I really like these 2 large cards. So today's spiritual guidance, should I say for the week of this week, where we have the full moon in Libra, exactly. Express yourself creatively by journaling. This is how you're going to be more efficient in being patient with those around you, okay? Let out your emotions in a productive way, whether it's physical outlet or journaling it, writing music. But don't hurt other people's feelings, okay? Because that's something that can't be taken back. And, in my Lightworker University, in yesterday's post, I wrote that, it's never too late to start anew. And when I wrote that, after I was thinking about that, because astrologically thinking, logically wise, sometimes it is too late, right, to start anew, because it's kind of like that window portal opening has been closed. But I feel like when it comes to, a new beginning in relationship dynamics, I feel like it's never too late to forgive and just completely start anew. Like, it's always a good time to just clean the slate, okay, for everyone's good, for their own sanity, for their own emotional well-being. And whatever happens in the future is what's going to happen. Because I actually started thinking really deeply into that, because when I channel information, sometimes I don't completely understand why I said that. And as I was thinking, this also relates to like when people awaken on their journey. Not everybody awakens at the same time. Like, there's been people that have awakened like in the year 2000. I remember in that year, I was very much like a little girl, and all I remember was like this big notion of like, oh, this is the year 2000, it's probably going to be the end of the world. But I had a huge family party at my house, because at that time my parents were together, so I was really, really young. And that was my first house that I grew, my second house that I grew up in. So I remember very detailed little bits of pieces there. But I wasn't spiritually awakened at all. And there was other people that were. And then there was another group that wakened up like around the year 2012. And that was like when I was in the middle of college, and I wasn't awakened either. Okay, I was going through karmic experiences, but I wasn't interpreting it at all like how I am now. And I was very much, making mistakes. And that's what people do before they awaken, right, on their journey. So it's never too late, because I know people now that I've literally, and I just saw 9/11, which is a Lightworker number. I woke up officially like to this whole spiritual journey, to even my twin flame journey 3 years ago exactly. And that was, after many harsh karmic relationships, experiences that I had, because I only had one serious relationship in my life, or like 2 kind of, but the point is that I didn't awaken until like I finally got some solitude. I was 100% single on my own, and that's when God awakened me basically, and he speeded my awakening too, because now I know why. Because the world is very much in need of light workers, for people to be on their spiritual mission, So like God rushed my spiritual awakening. I catched up to people of what they had learned in a decade basically. And the reason why I'm saying this is because at that time, you know, I've watched a few spiritually awakened people, some of the videos that they recorded a long time ago, like in the year 2012, 2013, 2014, and I see how they were talking about this new beginning, right? And we're talking about this new beginning now too. So like, really, when is this new beginning coming? So then I started to think, like, really, it's never too late to start anew, because look at me, you know, I woke up just 3 years ago and I got a second chance at my journey because God forgave me for my, you know, any mistakes that I made, or for allowing mistakes, for allowing people to, you know, not take my self-worth. And I basically started anew, and now I'm freshly anew, and I'm on my mission, and I'm completely purified and sacred. So what I'm trying to say is that it's never too late to awaken to your spiritual journey. It's never too late to take this leap of faith into this mission work. But obviously, you know, the sooner the better, because you don't want to be wasting years of your life. And I just saw 11:11 as I said that, because this is a spiritual awakening for the massive. And that was actually, you know, the daily message that actually got erased, that I had to redo today, because I recorded the Tuesday daily message yesterday, but I erased it by mistake, so that was a reason always. But I remember the card says you're going through a spiritual awakening. So there's people in the world that are awakening to their spiritual awakening just now. And they might be at different ages. Like, age is just a number. Age doesn't matter. That's the point. And doesn't mean because you're older you know more, because not necessarily. It's the more awakened that you are that you know more. That's the more wise that you are, the older your soul is. And the actually more in light you are, because that's where you get more clear divine messages. If your aura is impure or not cleansed, because remember, cleanliness is godliness. I got that card in the morning for my chakra cards. And that means that the more pure your aura is, the more clearly you're going to hear the divine. And I feel like that's the message for the collective, is to stay pure. It's never too late to start your journey now. Forgive yourself from the past. That's what the full moon ritual is going to be about today. It's about forgiving yourself, forgiving the past, and truly letting go to start anew. It's never too late to awaken to your spiritual journey. It's never too late to get on this boat. Okay, but don't miss out, basically, because of the way that things go as well. It's like there is sort of like this cycle timing. Okay, so you see how some people awoke in the year 2000 up to like probably 2002, and then 2012. So it was kind of like a decade in between decades in a way, because I awoke, let's say 3 years ago was year what, 2017. So it's like every few years there's like this new portal opening. So you don't want to, this new beginning, what people are talking about now that I'm clarifying this, that God clarified me, is that there is a timing, okay? But it doesn't mean that in the future you won't get another timing, but it might not be like tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to say. It might be a few years down the line. So if you choose the wrong pathway, if you choose to stay in the old life, in the old karmic cycles, in these relationships that are not working out or not making you happy, or stay stuck in negative self-sabotaging addictions as well, negative patterns, then you're going to be stuck in that cycle for like a few coming years. No matter how much therapy you get, because it's not all therapy, believe it or not. I was actually reading something like this in the next tantric talk chapter that I'm going to be doing this week, that, you know, well, I guess I'm going to leave it to that because I just forgot what I was going to say. But that's what I'm going to be talking about in this week's tantric talks. So there is a cycle timing to it. So that's what I'm trying to remind you guys, is that get motivated to get in the light and to stay in the light. Okay, because this way you'll reap more rewards. You're going to experience more blessings and abundance in your life, more harmony, more love in your relationships, and you'll experience the sacred union with the Creator, with yourself, your higher self, and the divine, and your divine partner. Okay, those are the 3 sacred unions. So let us finally get an affirmation card for this week, and that's how we're going to end the daily the weekly guidance for this week. That was just very intuitive. Exactly. I love myself so much that I choose to emotionally detox from all that doesn't serve my higher self. I don't make this up, you see. This is what today's full moon is going to be about, detoxing our emotional body. So really join me. It's going to be posted on my YouTube channel after, and my website, so you can always just watch it at your own timing, because the full moon is from 4:25 p.m. Eastern time today till Wednesday morning, so you have time. So I really hope you have an amazing week. Namaste.